Hello, my name is Dr. Glenn Pierce. In the event that this elevator does not wake you up, please don't interact with anything that strikes you as psychologically significant, as we will no longer have any way of controlling it. For example, if you see your parents, please punch them in the face as hard as you can and immediately run away.
I'm Dr. Major Fraser.
I am Mr. Dr. Caboose.
And today we're taking a look at Superliminal on Two Guys, One Game. Superliminal is a forced perspective puzzler by Pillow Castle Games. It was released in November of 2019. I know what you're thinking, Connor. Isn't that a little long for a Two Guys, One Game review?
Yes. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. We like to review relevant games, but this game just got its release on Steam of this year. And honestly,
that
if
makes
it was
relevant.
Yeah, it just became relevant. And if it was on the Epic Games Store before this, I could tell you it wasn't relevant at all to me. So now it matters. Let's get to it. In Superliminal, you can manipulate the environment based on how you perceive the visual props that you can interact with. This allows you to solve the puzzles that you're in. In the story of the game, you're in this Dream Research Institute participating in some sort of study. As you move around to solve puzzles, you discover that something more sinister may actually be at play here, and your best interests may not be in mind by the Institute. So when we look at Superliminal, Connor, anything that jumps out at you right away? Anything you want to chat about?
Yeah, so I am just going to preface this with the fact that, I'm very bad at puzzle games. Usually, how I played this game and how I play most puzzle games is I will go until I'm, stumped, which is usually one puzzle at a time, 1 to 2 puzzles at a time, and I will just be like, oh, I'm stumped, I'm going to put this game down, and come back at it a different time. I played this game in 2 to 3, maybe 4 different sessions, and I am just now understanding that I didn't make it past the tutorial. So,
do you want to start a long form chess game with me? We'll just send letters to each other.
Well, I mean, we could also just do iMessage games, because those seem to take about the same amount of time.
You're right.
But no, I really did enjoy the whole perspective aspect of this game. I think the thing that I was just getting to, which is pretty big in this, is when you you see the rooms have parts of a piece, and you have to stand in a certain corner to get all the pieces to line up so you can pick up the block or whatever it is. I thought that was really cool. I thought it was interesting, the different objects they let you mess with. You don't have to solve the puzzle with the generic cube, you can do it with the chess piece or an apple or a freaking exit sign. I thought that was pretty cool. But this game is just very, very interesting, and it puts a different perspective into games that I've never thought of before.
A new perspective. It
forces a whole new perspective. But yeah, no, I really did enjoy this game for the bit that I played it. I've been a little crazy getting onto a new schedule, moving and starting a new job, so I admittedly didn't play this as much as I should have, but I did enjoy the heck out of it. And the parts I like to have to think, and I like it when I can come back to a game after a little while and look at it and go, oh, okay, this is what I missed, this is what I need to do, and just getting a different look and perspective. It really brain games kinda, and that's what I associate this game with.
And this game is super good at, especially in that concept, as far as I want to go away for a little bit and come back to it, because the base gameplay is very easy. You pick things up and look at it differently. Not a lot to learn as you go away and come back from it.
Yeah, it's not like a Pokemon game where you're like, okay, I'm going to take a break from this, and you pick it up and you're like, where the hell am I?
It's an excellent casual gaming experience, and that's why I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 on this Albatross Express. Leading into this Two Guys, One Game, a 10 out of 5. I'm giving it a 6 to a 7 out of 5. Going into what I want to talk about in Superliminal, the music in this game is so atmospheric and so good at creating this tone of like lucidity. You're supposed to be in a dream while you're solving these puzzles, and they're analyzing how you solve the puzzles as to like who you are, I think, as far as I am in the game. But the music like actually has me kind of drifting off to sleep. It plays very, very well into the overall atmosphere it's trying to get into. That like same aspect, Connor is kind of talking about how there's some freedoms in how you solve the puzzles. There is an out of bounds. That is the game. Like, you are playing the game, but they make you feel like you're breaking the rules of the game to go out of bounds. And one way they kind of sell this is when the second your ears are above the boundary, the music stops. Like, it fades away to signify you're out of bounds. But you can hear its like light echo as if it's down the hall. And it's just this very nice atmospheric touch to be like, it makes you start questioning, am I in a dream? Is something more happening here? Surprise.
Yeah, let me just suggest or interject in there and say that, like, I didn't notice the music as much because I was concentrating so hard on trying to figure out these puzzles and getting something where I wanted it to be. But something that did really, really intrigue me was the whole like concept of the story. Like, where am I? What am I doing here? Like, that stuff you ask when you first start a game like this, you know, it gives me a real like beginner's guide, Stanley Parable vibe, where it's like, what, especially with the narrator. I feel like any game with a narrator anymore is going to be like, or a benevolent narrator like this is going to give me that like, oh, hello Stanley, how are you? Like,
Stanley chose the door on his right.
Exactly. Like, it just gives me that sort of vibe, especially the animation style as well, like the way it's laid out.
Very much. This is so far it's a game that I feel like I could replay. I seeing how the puzzles can be solved a lot. I haven't finished it yet, so I don't really want to commit to that too much. But I will say, as much as I have played it, the only complaint I have is it's a bit of a trial and error type game, which it's a puzzler game. It doesn't really punish you for trial and error, so that's great. But I am kind of just walking around being like, okay, how do I make this block bigger? And picking it up and dropping it until I get to that point. I don't think I'm getting any better at doing that. I think I'm still guessing as many times as I was at the beginning of the game. Yeah. Maybe that's just how it's meant to be played. Maybe I'm not good at it.
That's just a good puzzle game right there.
Yeah.
It keeps you guessing.
For real. And I keep coming back to it. So I'm going to say this is a good game. And at $19.99 on Steam, the only store that matters for digital games on the PC, what... Do you say that's worth it, Connor?
$19.99?
Yeah.
I would say for somebody who is a puzzle game enthusiast, yes. This is a game where when you said $19.99 when we were starting this, I was like, really? Did I pay that much for this game? Because like, it's just not something that like really like appeals to me, and it's not something that I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta play this whole thing. I did it because it looked fun and we wanted to do it for a video. Like, it still looks like a great game, and it is a great game. For somebody who enjoys puzzle games, $19.99 is a perfect thing, because like, it looks like there's definitely plenty more than $19.99 worth of fun in here. I probably myself, just being to get somebody who isn't a puzzle game enthusiast into this game, I would play something more like $14.99. I think is a more appealing, just to like get me in there. And then like, even, I don't know, the idea of like DLC, which is like, I don't know, that's kind of the thing nowadays, and I don't really know if I enjoy that part. But
this game, I think, would be perfect on like a Game Pass. It's probably not a game a lot of people want to pay money for. They're wrong, in my opinion. Personally, I think this is the best puzzle game I've played since Portal. It has me thinking in abstract ways and fun ways, and just challenging me as a video game in a way that no video game we reviewed on Two Guys One Game has, and certainly a game I haven't played in a long time. So for $19.99, I'm partying over here, because that is an excellent price for a game that will provide me some fewer, who's to say, hours of entertainment. Yeah, that's I kind of lost the plot.
No, I mean, I totally agree. Like I said, like if I was more of a puzzle game guy, then I probably would be more than happy to put the 1999 up.
Yeah.
I'm just not a puzzle game guy.
Just ain't for you.
Yeah, I just don't prefer a lot of thinking in my walking simulators, you know?
Yeah, I want to
like
just
to
kind of walk around and have like a disembodied voice tell me that the blizzard I'm about to die in was planned. That's what I want from my walking simulator.
Exactly.
Hey,
And then
Connor.
you realize it's just the voices in your head and you're not playing a game and you're dying in a blizzard.
Hey, Connor.
Hey, me.
Hey, this is a good time to surprise you with an idea.
Okay.
What do you say about doing our very own Video Game of the Year award?
Video Game of the Year award.
The Two Guys One Game of the Year.
Well, I think it's a great idea. There's just one problem.
Go.
There's only one game we can pick.
Rachel Foster.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Great. I'm glad we're on the same page. I think this is something we could do. We'll talk about
Oh
it
yeah,
later.
we could do like an end of the year.
This year
maybe
it's not going to be as
highlight
exciting,
our
but
best
I tell you,
games.
4 years from now, you guys are going to be really into it.
You guys are gonna be like, wow, I can't believe they only had 5 games to review in the first year.
I can't wait to give these guys all of my games. I'm indie developers with great games.
I
Quote,
already have.
you, 4
Yeah,
years from now.
we could do like we could do like a whole award show maybe.
Yeah, we'll do a whole Twitch awards show. We'll talk about this. Speaking of our Twitches, why don't you check them out? I'm at Major Fraser, spelled exactly the same as it is not on this channel, actually. This channel is called Constantine and Albatross, but if you check the description, it's there.
That's true. I am Xmod Caboose, all one word, on Twitch. Still repping that original Xbox 360 clan tag.
Hell yeah.
I'm real proud of it because I started as the treasurer of that clan, and now the
What's your-
self-appointed treasurer.
Yeah.
And now I'm the CEO.
What's the treasury look like?
At the time, it was nothing.
Yeah, and
So
now
I didn't really have a lot to
at an
really
interest
worry
rate
about.
of, and how much is it now?
Well, with just me in the group,
Yep.
and considering my amount of income, it's still nothing.
Wow, 0 compounded monthly by 0 is still 0, huh?
Yeah.
Damn.
It's been like 12 years. You'd think I'd put something in there. I guess I have 7 cents on my Steam account. So
Okay,
7
all right.
cents in the Xmod treasury fund.
So that is 7 cents that we didn't have at the beginning of this episode, folks. Thank you for
That's
being
true.
here
It
as we
was at
discovered it.
0 before.
Superliminal, go out and buy it. That's my recommendation. Connor agrees.
I agree, unless you don't like puzzle games, and then I still say try it.
This
Still
is
try it.
This is probably the most long-winded a conclusion's been on the video, but it's also one of our shortest videos, so I'm gonna keep it. Thank you so much for watching Two Guys One Game. I'm Major Fraser,
I'm Xmod Caboose.
and I hope you have a very, very, very lovely life. Is it? Yeah. Get those kisses in. I never can really remember what I say.
See, it's funny because the first time you said it, you said life as a question, so I thought you were just like going back to our roots.